Hey everyone, Ted here, and if you know me or you've watched my previous videos, you know that I like to make funny videos. But today, I have something a little more serious. I'd like to see if I could get you to do something. A call to action, if you will. But before we begin, I'd like to ask you a simple question. How'd your day go? How did it play out? Did you wake up in a nice, cozy bed? Did you have a delicious breakfast, or lunch, or dinner? Maybe you went to work. Did you buy yourself something nice today? Did you hang out with friends or coworkers? I want you to think about that for a second. Now that you've got that in your mind, how do you think his day played out? Or his? Or theirs? The homeless are struggling. And that's a problem that needs to be fixed. Not by a government, not by a president, not by Congress, but by you. To put this problem into perspective, according to the 2013 Homeless Assessment Report, 600,000 Americans are homeless. Now to me, that's 600,000 more than there should be. To bring it closer to my home, 1/5 of Washington, D.C. residents live in poverty. And more than 57,000 individuals live in extreme poverty, those who are actually homeless. Now, I want to bring up a graphic here. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen Maslow's hierarchy of needs before. I want you to look at this pyramid. Where are you on this pyramid? Where do you fit? What needs have you got covered? And what needs have you just not quite reached yet? You're reaching for them, you haven't quite gotten them. You've gotten a few bases on the pyramid, but you haven't quite gotten that one you want. Now, just as I asked you a question before, I think you all know that I'm going to ask you another question. Where do the homeless fit on here? They don't. They're barely even on the bottom level. They don't even have their basic needs. They have no food, no water, no adequate clothing. Thousands and thousands of people walk by them each and every day, yet no social interaction. For them is very hard, and I'm not saying that people don't see that as a problem. They do. I believe that everyone wishes that the homeless could be helped. I've seen far too many people make petitions or videos asking government to make a change, and I think we're asking the wrong people. You need to be the change you want to see in the world. We need to stand up for each other and help one another when we fall. So now that we've identified the problem that is the struggles of the homeless, how can we, as fellow humans, be the solution? I think it begins with rehumanization. I'm not sure why, but over the years, it seems as though we've dehumanized the homeless. When passing by a homeless man in DC or New York, it's as if we see them as just another part of the city. It's just an average thing we see on the corner. So let's give them back their identity. Start seeing them for who they are. Veterans, mothers, fathers, students, humans like you and me. If someone in your family lost everything they had, would you be there to help? If your friend was literally starving in front of you, would you feed him? Let's end the homeless generalization and give them an identity to care for. Once you set yourself in the right mentality to care, how can you personally help? A good point of reference would be the first step on the hierarchy. Help them with their physiological needs. You don't have to just walk by and drop in a $5 bill. Most people choose not to drop any money in because they fear they know exactly what the homeless person is going to do with that money. Buy drugs or alcohol. So maybe instead of just shedding money into a hat, use that money to purchase something that you know they'll need. Feed them, give them water, some clothing. It's projected that in the next few months, DC and Virginia will have one of the coldest winters it ever has. And for other parts of the nation, I'm not sure what your records are, but just know that winter is the coldest and harshest of the seasons. So take the opportunity to prepare the homeless for the intense cold. Go out there and get them a coat, some gloves, a hat. You don't have to purchase anything. Maybe you have a coat that's just a little worn. Maybe you have some gloves you were going to throw away. Don't throw those things away. Instead, repurpose them by giving them to someone who might need them instead of you. All right. Let's move away from the tangible items for a second. What else could you give them that would show that you care. Your time. Give them your time. Like I said before, thousands and thousands of people walk by them each and every day, yet sometimes not even a word is spoken to them. Some change is dropped in a can and off they go with their normal lives. As humans, there are some things that we require that just aren't as physical or concrete. I'm talking about social interaction. The National Institute on Aging, a part of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, states, several research studies have shown a strong correlation between social interaction and health and well-being among older adults, and have suggested that social isolation may have significant adverse effects for older adults, such as elevated blood pressure and depression. I mentioned earlier that we've dehumanized the homeless and fit them into the city format. Not only are we breaking their true identities in our minds, but over time we break it for them as well. They don't necessarily feel value in their setting or culture anymore. So sit down with them over a good meal. Talk with them, find out who they are, where they come from, what their dreams and aspirations are. Give them back their identity, make them feel known and loved. Okay, let's say you aren't a people person, or you aren't going to be around the homeless very often in the next few months. What are some ways that you can help them without physically being there one-on-one? Well, I'm glad to say there are multiple organizations set up online that can have you housing, feeding, and clothing the homeless from just a click away. If you go online to some.org, that's SOME, which stands for So Others May Eat, there are multiple ways that you can help. You can purchase packages, such as a $25 package, which provides 16 hot, nutritious meals to the homeless that are staying with them, or a $50 package maybe, that provides medical supplies for 20 people in their medical center. There are more packages as well, but if that's a little too much for you or you don't feel like doing that, you can donate any amount you choose online. Any and everything helps. If that doesn't interest you and you want to give it to another organization, go ahead and Google it for yourself. I'm absolutely sure there's an organization in your area willing to give to the homeless that you can go onto their website and donate from there. All it takes is a click of the mouse to really make a difference in someone else's life. If online doesn't interest you or scares you, I'm sure there's a local church in your area with a clothing drive or food bank that you could contribute to. To wrap this all up, let me just recap everything that we've gone over. Homelessness is a difficult thing that unfortunately many people face. But we can ease the blow and get them back off their feet. We can see them for who they are and not what they are. We can physically approach them and provide their physiological needs. We can kick up a conversation and get to know them better. We can donate and help online to keep them off the streets and healthy. We can help them, and we can be the solution. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I know it wasn't the most entertaining video, but it's something I'm very passionate about, and it's something that's very close to my heart. And I think that it's our job as humans to go out there and help one another. I would love, love, love if you shared this video with your friends, with your coworkers, or anyone you can get a hold of. Not because I want to get famous or because I want people to see me, but because I want help for as many of that 600,000 as we can get. So please, in the next few months, make a difference in someone else's life. It'll make a difference in yours. And as always, have a stupendous day.